Welcome to another episode of Otaku Don. I am the host with the most, Sleepy Melbourne in the building, Just Charles in the building. We are here to talk about solo leveling. Episodes, 4 and 5 or 5 and 6? Let me look to make sure that I know the exact.
I want to say 5 and 6.
Yes, 5 and 6. Which features Jin going to a new dungeon.
Well, it's a very particular type of situation. Jinwoo gets called up by a group of people to do a C rank dungeon, because in order to do a C rank dungeon, it requires 10 people. You can't go in with less than 10. So there was a group that needed 2 placeholders to do that. We are introduced to a mogul's son who has a bunch of nice equipment, and then you have Jinwoo who's running around in his trademark tracksuit.
Yes, and they get picked up by this group that they don't seem nefarious in the beginning. They seem kind of like dicks, but not necessarily nefarious. Like the whole, the contract says you don't get anything. All right, whatever.
Also, in the beginning of episode 5, we're having this level of discontinuity where Jinwoo he's changed, but it doesn't seem like he's completely and totally noticed the overall level of change. His sister points out the fact that he got taller and mysteriously hotter and more ripped over the process of, it hasn't really been that long if you keep everything in mind. It's really only been about 5-6 days since he's probably left the hospital.
Yeah, but he's been doing dailies every day, so
yeah. But muscle gain isn't necessarily that you don't mysteriously get taller inside the process of a week.
Well, that's what we learned, that his muscle gain comes from him increasing his strength attribute.
Yes.
Which is why he's like, if I increase it too much, am I going to become a bodybuilder type? Which I don't think he wants.
No. And then when he levels up, all of his stats goes up.
Yes.
And then when he does his dailies, he gets free points where he can allocate them high places.
Which that goes into agility, health,
strength.
And then he lets magic and intelligence just increase.
Get leveled up by levels.
Because he doesn't know what intelligence does. Which neither do we yet. So
yep.
I'm interested to see that. But inside of the dungeon, it's fairly easy so far. They face a bunch of half-eaten spiders, or not even spiders. They're kind of like,
well, they face insectoid type monsters.
Yeah, but what kind of insect would you think? Like ants?
No, they're not ants. They're just kind of like some type of arthropod. I don't really even understand how to describe exactly what they are. They're just insectoids.
Okay, well, just some random insect that seems like it was already beaten and battered, and they clear them fairly easily and make it through the dungeon nice and smooth until they reach the final chamber.
Well, Jinwoo notices in the process of them clearing a couple things. One, they're skilled enough to the point where they probably should just have a full party.
Yes.
It's honestly, if you guys are doing these things fairly consistently, it makes less sense that you guys don't have a healer than this makes sense. It makes less sense because you guys don't have a healer. Because if you had an actual regular group and you were consistently doing this, you should have a healer by now.
Yes, but they don't have a healer. They picked y'all up for
a couple of randos
that they just threw on the team. It feels all weird to Jin, but I know inside of the webtoon, they do more of a job of like showing that they're kind of shady than they do inside the anime. Because in the anime, they didn't really seem like Jinwoo had his suspicions, but they never really like did anything to like
per se
to show that they were sneaky until
you arrive at the boss chamber, and then
they trapped them in there.
Yep, and then ditched out the actual instance.
Yes, which was the end of
episode 5.
Yes, and so on to episode 6, we see Jinwoo fighting the boss.
It takes Jinwoo towards the end of the last chapter towards the end of the last episode, beginning of this one. We kind of have Jinwoo's continuous through line of figuring out that he's not really weak anymore.
Yeah, so he's ready to challenge this floor boss by himself, or dungeon boss.
Because ultimately, that's something that they did miss here, that he does not have the inner monologue of, at some point, he looks at that spider and it's just like, this is not as strong as the Saint that I literally just defeated.
Yeah.
So why would I ever be scared of this thing?
Yeah, so it's just like, he didn't seem like it was an issue. Like, had strong armor, but stabbed it right in the head, stabbed it in all of its eyes,
and then eventually just took it down.
Yeah.
Wasn't any kind of long, drawn out thing.
Not at all. You get some action inside the anime just for like flavor, but ostensibly the spider did nothing, knocked him off one time.
You got a random spray of acid, but there was nothing special about it.
Yeah, nothing at all. And then I guess the most special thing is Jin So thinking that Jinwoo is a false ranker and a maniacal killer, and so
he technically is a false ranker because he purposefully didn't get. Well, they did re-rank him, but he is not got. Like, he knows good and well that he is stronger than his rank actually dictates.
That's not his fault.
It's just when he got re-ranked, he was literally
mistakes
at the same level that he was before prior to the re-ranking.
Yeah, so it's like,
it's not his fault. I've never said it was his fault, but it still doesn't not make him a false ranker.
I don't feel like he's the fault. I feel like false rankers are people who actively choose. Like, I don't think he knows what his level is in terms of like that scale.
I know he knows he's stronger than the E ranker.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Now, is he purposely just running around hiding it? Maybe a little bit, because he's progressively getting stronger. So just showing the ability showing that you have the ability to grow inside of the world where no one else can, it's very much like that is a nail that's going to get hammered down.
Yes.
So there's something to be worried. I'm not saying he doesn't have anything to be worried about. It's just, it is what it is. So he beats the boss. The people come back. They automatically assume that the heir is the person who defeated the spider.
And they threaten him and tell him that he has to kill Jinwoo, or
he's going to be an accomplice in that, because they're killing Jinwoo regardless.
Yeah, because you got to go. We're not splitting this all the ways, and if you can defeat a spider with all that armor and everything, you might be harder to take down than we expected. So we're going to try this the easy way first. Alright, well, you disagreed and you sided with Jin. Now it's time to try and kill all of y'all.
Well,
and that's when it got bad. For them.
I would say for him, it was not a matter. He was making a choice with full knowledge, and he was just like, yo. Y'all may think this is gonna go well for you guys, and I'm kind of making the ethical choice here, but this is not gonna go the way that you guys think this is gonna go.
And it didn't. Dude in the armor got his head cut off quick.
Well, Jinwoo got blasted all the way back into the wall.
I mean, that's true, but that didn't matter.
I mean, it kind of mattered, because that was pretty much him looking at it as just like, oh yeah, I've been out here slipping, thinking that everybody's not gonna they were above actually just killing me.
I mean, I feel like you should know with that title that you have comes with a lot of shady characters thinking that they can manipulate and use you because you're not strong.
Yeah, but even through all of that, he's been able to go on runs and stuff like that, and he's been able to make enough money. But these guys specifically just planned on using him and discarding him. Everybody else just brought him along to fill in the slot.
But they all talk shit to you and kind of we're still using you.
But never outright attacked. This is the time where like another person actually attempted to kill him, and with that, the system comes back and says there are people who are trying to eliminate a player. Here's a quest to kill all 6 of the people who are trying to kill you.
And he does.
Yep. Slays all 6.
And that's what he needed to do. The leader of the strike team, his brother is an S rank. They mentioned that in the first episode or 5th episode.
Yep.
And we see him at the end of the 6th episode standing there looking out. And I don't know why. I don't know what you thinking, buddy. But don't get sliced
Just
up.
be reminiscing.
Yeah, that's all it better be. Just reminisce and be good. Stay in your corner, sir. Because your brother was on some trash.
Not a good person.
Not at all. I really want to see Jin interact with more people.
Well, we're starting to get that alluded to. That's what the random reorientation for. It's right after he got blasted.
Yeah,
that pulled double duty.
Yeah, for the group. It's just.
It's annoying. I'm not saying it's not. Just randomly going away from the combat when you're inside the middle of combat to go explain some stuff. And it's just like, oh, there are groups out there that have high mortality rates that are wildly consistently fatal. Is basically what the 3 girls pointed out. And like, they're shady groups, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. We come back to this group. That explains that scenario. It also introduces a new character.
Yeah, I'm just ready for him to just
start dealing with the big guns, stop dealing with these small fries.
Yeah, really get into things.
Yep.
I know that starts with the organization that he met, and so they need to come back and like meet him again. So he has to do something, and this is probably the catalyst to get him to look again. All right, you survived again when this dude's brother died. So,
yep.
But I don't think there's too much more to talk about with this solo level.
That's probably about it.
Other than that, like, subscribe, comment below.
All right.
Do all the things. We love you.
Bye-bye.